Yeah, we definitely got some things to talk about with the New England Patriots. I know they had the training camp today. Joe and Teddy was actually at training camp today to watch the Commanders and the New England Patriots practice today. I did see some highlights of Drake May actually throwing some dots out there. He didn't throw too many deep balls today, but he was playing pretty well from what I saw. And it looked like Lattimore was having a difficult time out there against the Patriots wide receivers. So Tony, seeing as though you now have a new head coach, we know with the that there was some sort of well, I wouldn't say that it was a controversy as far as the league, but as far as in Well, there was some sort of controversy about how he became the head coach because of how the other guy was promised the job and how he got let go after pretty much one season and everything. But we all knew that this is the coach that they really wanted. How are you feeling now? Now that you got the head coach you got, your OC Josh McDaniels is back in New England, so you get the offense is back that you're familiar with. You still got Christian Gonzalez out there, who's a really good cornerback, top 5 in the league, I believe, and Drake May. You gave him a few weapons. You went and got Stephon Diggs. You went and drafted some players to go with this team. You got a running back from Ohio State, Travion Henderson. How do you feel about your offseason? What's your offseason grade for the New England Patriots?
So I would give them a B plus, right? Only because I think that they shopped for a veteran wide receiver too late. I think that they could have definitely they had the money to go and get some other guys that went to other teams, and I think if we would have for the right money, any player is going to come, right? So everything else they did, I was definitely excited about. I think that the one thing that I was happy is that they didn't neglect the defense too. Well, when in the off season, generally most teams, if you have a problem, you seem to overdo it with that one problem you have, and then there's neglect in other areas. I was happy to see that that didn't happen. Now, as far as the head coaching job goes, so sometimes you're just not ready, right? You can come in there and you can be promised everything that you in the world, but sometimes you're just not ready. It's kind of like the guys that's president right now. But anywho, sometimes you're just not ready, right? And Mayo wasn't ready. He wasn't ready to be head coach. He lost the locker room, and once you do that, kind of like I wouldn't say Belichick lost the locker room, but there was some confidence loss there also. So it was shaky. He still had, uh, he still had brought value to the team. There was no value that Gerard Mayo brought to the team at that point in time. You know what I'm saying? He had nothing. He had no resume to say that he should have stayed, and that's probably why he was gone. Now, the only the only reason why Mike Vrabel wasn't the head coach last year was because of their promise in that contract. He would have been the head coach last. He should be going into his second year as head coach, right? But I'm excited to see a lot of the things that they did. I think the defense is going to carry the team in the beginning of the season, but I think the offense will catch up quite quickly as the season goes on.
That's good. That's interesting that you mentioned the defense because you know very well Tom Brady's first 3 Super Bowls. Yes, he was clutch in those situations and he had a clutch kicker, but that defense was one of the best in the league, if not the best in the league during that time. And this is, I'm not saying that this is the same formula or what it's going to be, but Mike Vrabel was a part of that. So he's bringing that defense to what you guys need in New England with guys like Christian Gonzalez and other guys that's there helping out as far as the coaches and everything to help out with the defense. How do you feel? What's your confidence in this defense for this season with Mike Vrabel at the helm?
So I'll correct you on something. The first two Super Bowls, yes. The third one, I think it was more of an even thing in the third one. Although they were still a great defense, I don't. I think by the third Super Bowl, I think Brady had taken over as the the confident leader that he ended up turning out to be during that time. But I'm pretty confident in that defense. The I would say this: they have the talent. They have the talent. They I'm trying to figure out where they're going to go at and throwing the ball with the corners that we have, with
Hmm.
the slot corners that we have. You know what I'm saying? The corners that can play in the slot. Um, and then the only issue that I would have is how we're going to pressure the corner, the quarterback. How will we pressure the quarterback? I think that we'll be solid against the run game, but will we get the how are they going to be creative in creating pressure on the quarterback? That's the only issue that I think I have. I think as far as putting the ball in the air, I think teams are going to be afraid to do that, kind of like they were doing that year. Um, when Reeves Island was there, when they couldn't figure out where to throw the ball at on that time, right? So yeah, I don't know, man. I think that this I think this defense is going to be solid. I think they'll be top 15 at the least this year. As far as what they're going to do, I think Gonzalez is going to really come into his own. He's going to probably be um, I just trying to figure out where they're going to throw the ball, and that's where I think the cornerstones of that defense is going to be a corner, right? And no,
Hmm.
no pun intended, but that's where it's going to be at. Linebacker, they're going to be solid. Inside, they'll be solid with Barmore coming back from that horrific. Uh, I wouldn't even call it an injury, more of an illness last year, uh,
Yeah.
and he'll be
Hmm.
playing back, where he was. Blood clots aren't something to play with, and I'm glad he took that serious.
Yep.
But
And you guys signed Milton Williams too.
and see, and that's what I'm saying. So they'll be good on the inside. It's just on the outside, at end is where I worry about. Not that we don't have anyone right there with White and all them there, but we'll see what's going to happen.
That's awesome. That's awesome. But yeah, the corner situation is definitely good because you got Carlton Davis the third to go alongside with Christian Gonzalez. So that's gonna be interesting to see.